Hello and welcome to this special edition of Fix It Anyway, where we actually fix something. That's right, usually we're about doing frivolous things that don't need to be done, but today we have not one, but two Furby Connects, both of which have had manky batteries inside them, and both of which have corroded to the point of not working anymore and need a bit of repair. Come with us and we'll hopefully get these little guys flubbling around and being all happy once again. So we've got ourselves two Furbies, both of which have had the batteries left in and they've gone really manky. The pink one has rusted out some of its battery tray. The blue one has rusted out some of its battery tray. It's not clear if they will ever work again, but we're going to give it a go. Now both of these have one of the battery springs corroded off, so it's going to need to be replaced. Actually, this one appears to be broken in a slightly different way, which is going to be easier to fix. This little fella has got a knackered spring right by his little negative wire, which lives just under his fur in here on his right hand side at the front. There should be a spring there, it's gone entirely. So I should be able to touch that with the soldering iron, whip that out, put in a lovely new battery spring, which I'm going to find from somewhere, and fingers crossed he'll be a happy bunny. The other one might not even need soldering, so his fur will be safe from the soldering iron. Now the bottom of this blue guy is already off. We'll go over to the pink one and I'll show you how to get into one of these little fellas. What you need to do is undo this screw here and this screw here, and that will pop off his little battery cap. I've already done this on this one. There it goes. So once your battery cap is off, you will see that there are a number of screws around the outside of a little Furby. There's one here, there's one here, there's one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Now on this one, this screw is completely shot, so we're going to drill that one out. The rest of them I think will be okay, so I'll use my little tiny screwdriver to get in there and unscrew those, and then we'll see what we need to do when that's open to get access to the little electronics and give the little fella a jump start and see if he's okay. Okay, that's the last screw out of this little fella, and you'll see that this comes away here, but it won't do that at the moment because this rusted up and stripped screw at the top here is still in. So let's get on with drilling that out. Oh dear, we've got the drill caught in his fur a little bit. Sorry, fella. Sorry, buddy. But the cover is off, and now we can go about removing the fur slightly and getting access to the electronic. Now, the fur on one of these is attached to lots of little posts. So you just pull up the fur, and it comes off. It won't come off of where your screw was. It'll be attached to that because the screw will be in the way, so you'll have to give that a real good tug. The fur on this little guy was so matted around the drilled hole that it snapped my screwdriver I was trying to prise it off with. So we're going to have to be a little bit more gentle, I think. But the rest of it just peels back like this. You'll see that when you get inside that two of these little battery connectors have a wire going to them. There'll be a black one and a white one, black being negative, white being positive, and that's where we want to go and try and jumpstart this little guy. I have here 4 AA batteries in a tray that I think was rescued from a set of scales, clipped up to some crocodile clips and producing 5 or so volts. That'll do us. We will attach the other end to the Furbies and see if we can give them a little jump start, just check they're okay before we do any major surgery. So if we look carefully on the right hand side of this little guy, we've got a little tiny bit of metal. That is his electrical connection, and it has a white wire going to it on this one, so that is the positive side. Now I'm not going to get a crocodile clip on that, so I'll have to just touch my clip to it from my battery pack that I'm running externally to give him a little jump start. So let's go over to the other side and see if we can find the negative, unless it's over here. Ah yes, here we go. So just above the positive, again on the right hand side of the Furby, there is, you'll see there, a little black wire going to a connector. I'll probably get a crocodile clip on that. So let's get ready to jumpstart the little fella. Oh, we had a bit of a scare there for a moment. Nothing was happening, but it was because the other end of the crocodile clip had come off the battery pack. Let's put that back safely. Whew, and try again. Appropriate. And that was a success. He is fine. This little guy's fine. We just need to replace some of the rusty battery connections inside him and he'll be ready to go. Let's do the same with the blue one and see if we can get him alive as well. Same procedure with the blue one. Right hand side of the Furby. Lift up the fur. Identify the black wire. That's where you want to put your negative of your 4AA batteries you've got in a pack somewhere. That's all connected up, and slightly further back you see underneath that wishbone again, the little tiny connector. Got a white wire on it. That's the positive. We're going to get the positive end, press that in with him sitting upright and see if he's going to wakey like his little pink friend did. It's tense moments. He's not happy. Let's check our connections and try again. Success! Both of our little friends can be jump-started. That's not necessarily a surprise. When you look inside one of these, you can see that the electronics are actually quite far away from the battery tray. So any corrosion in the battery tray, there's a good chance, unless they've been stored upside down or something bizarre, that's not going to go anywhere near the electronics. So what do we need to do now? Well, I'm going to find some little springs from something, and then we're going to solder them in place of what is the rusted out bit. I'm just going to get those changed with a soldering iron, and then we're going to see if these guys fire into life with batteries inside them. Now, one of the most terrifying things about this build, I say build, someone else built these, we're fixing them, is that you have to solder near a Furby that's made of just plastic fluff. So be really, really careful with your soldering iron. We've already pulled some fluff off one of them, drilling out one of the screws that was corroded. So let's be gentle with the little fellas. So while the soldering iron heats up, I'll just explain a bit more about what I'm going to do on this guy. Lift up his little, inside here is a little tiny connector. I'm just going to touch the soldering iron onto here and release the black wire, which is his negative wire. Here we are, the spring, or what's left of the little spring from inside our blue friend has come out. You'll see it's basically just rust and a tab. Needed to pull that out quite hard, and it didn't come easily, so be gentle, you don't want to hurt the little fella. So here's our new spring that's going into the Furby. Very similar to the one that came out of him, except for it hasn't all rusted away. It's got a little tab on one end and a spring on the other. We're just going to insert that into the battery compartment, poke it up so we can solder it to the wire, and hopefully he'll be good to go then. There we are. Hopefully you can just see that little tab sticking up, ready to accept a bit of solder and that black wire there, really carefully so as not to burn this guy's fur. Whew, that's in, that's all soldered up. We have melted his space a little bit there. I'm going to have to file that down slightly before I turn this soldering iron off, because I just don't want any more Furbies getting injured. Okay, and then we'll put some batteries in and see how he goes. There it is, new spring, very shiny, very happy. What we need to do now is load the little guy up with some batteries. 1 battery, 2 batteries, 3, 4. And with any luck, it should be alive again now. I'm ready to irritate literally everybody. Success!
I dream about you tonight.
Oh, he's a cute little fellow, isn't he? So as we thought, the offending spring was just a plate that comes out, pull it up with some pliers. You're left with an empty space. We need to fill that empty space with another spring that isn't rusty. That spring's new. It doesn't quite fit properly because it's from something else, but hopefully it'll be all right. Now all I've got to do is work out what I've done with the batteries that I can put in this little fella and check he's all right as well. Okay, 4 batteries on board. Give his little antenna a bop. Come on! Oh! Please don't die on me. Please don't die on me. Ah! Let's have another look at these connections. I had to put a blob of solder on the battery connector just to thicken it slightly because it's from another toy and it's not the right shape or size and it's not really touching the battery in this Furby without a little bit of extra depth. So, moment of truth. Are you okay, little fella? Well, he's not completely okay. Stuttering a little bit. He's okay! Awesome! Right, buddy. We've sorted you out. Shh. Let's pull that battery for a minute. We've sorted him out. We've sorted his blue friend out. Now let's put these back together. The way one of these goes back together, really simple. Pull the fur back round, tuck it over the little prongs, which are here and here and here, and hold the fur in place. Just tuck it around the little prongs. You do that all the way around. Put his little battery box back on, and then on top of that goes his battery cover, which is the normal 2 screws you'd use to get to his battery. I'm going to do that for both of them, and then see how happy they are.
Ooh, jealous. This just got weird.
Thank you very much for tuning in to this impromptu edition of Fix It Anyway, where we actually fixed something that needed fixing. The Furbies, you can probably hear them. I've had to put them outside. They're talking to each other. They're having a great time. They're very, very happy little creatures. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, of course you can subscribe, like this video. We've got plenty of content. Some of it's fixing, some of it's general messing around. Subscribe so you don't miss that. We've also got a Discord server you can join, details in the description below. And if you want to buy your favourite Furby vet a coffee or subscribe to a membership for the channel, our Buy Me a Coffee link is also in the description below. Thank you very much and enjoy your Furbies.